Hello, you're welcome back to my channel. In this video I'll be showing you how to make this beautiful dress. Okay, so now you can see this fabric is on fold and the first line they serve as the shoulder, which is the border measurement. So from the shoulder you measure your bust point and also you measure your waistline. So now at the shoulder I'll measure the neck width of 3 inches, then I'll measure the shoulder, which is 7 inches, added half inch, then I create the shoulder slope. Okay, then from the shoulder slope now I'm going to be creating the armhole, which is your bust round divided by 6 plus 1.5. So I'm just making sure that whatever I have at the shoulder is the same thing I have at the chest line. Okay, so and the chest line, and it's the armhole that indicates where the chest line is. Okay, so now I'm going to measure this armhole line, divide by 2, then come in by 3/4 inch. Okay, for better understanding on this part, please check my channel for detailed tutorials on how to draft this basic part. Now I will go on and measure the full length of the gown. Okay, so I'm just marking the full length. Make sure your measurements are correct and accurate. The full length, then I add 2 inches for hemming allowance. So I'll cut it out. Then we have the actual fabric to work with. So now I'm extending the neckline to 3.5 inches for width, and for the depth I make it 4 inches. Okay, so but before I curve, I added half inch. That means the neck depth is 4.5 inches and the neck width is 3.5 inches. I hope you understand. Then I'll create the round curve this way. Then below, after the round neck, there's an opening at the center front, so I went down by 4 inches extra. Okay, so now I want to extend the armhole measurement and the armhole line, which is the chest line. So that's the chest line. So on the chest line now I'm measuring my bust round divided by 4. I've marked it, then I added half inch for ease before adding 2 inches for seam allowance. This particular client does not want the clothes to be so fitted on the body, so that's why I added half for ease. Then the waistline also, 1/4 of the hip round plus half inch for ease, then 2 inches for seam allowance. Then I connected the waistline to the bust area. So now it's from the waistline now that we're going to connect it slantly to the hemline. Okay, I didn't go down straight. This is an A-shaped gown. Okay, so now at the hemline, for just as a guide, I measure 1/4 of my hip measurement, then I added about 10 inches. This is the initial 10 inches. This way is stop. Okay, I left some allowance so that the back can take up the remaining allowance after adding the zipper allowance. Okay, so I think I added about 11 inches in total. Yes, 11 inches extra in total. So I'll be connecting from the waistline slantly. Just watch the way I place the ruler, slantly to the hemline. Okay, so this is what it looks like. So the waist area, let's blend the sharp curve there, the sharp edge there. Okay, so this is what we have. So in just to be sure, from the waistline you can measure your hip line. So I just measure the hip line just for you to cross check. So at the hip line now, you now measure your hip, 1/4 of your hip measurement. That's the hip round divided by 4. See where mine stop, the ease, then 2 inches. You can see I still have about half inch. So that means this clothes will fit perfectly. It won't be tight at the hip area. Now at the hemline, so that the end will not be too sharp. You can go up by some inches. I think I went up about 2 inches. Okay, and create a curve. You can go as up to 5 inches, 4, 3, 4, 5, anyhow you want it, so that the end will curve. It won't be too sharp. Then we'll cut it out. So this for the front for now. So we'll go on and bring the remaining fabric. Make sure the folding is properly done. Okay, so you place it on it, but you have to leave 1 inch behind at the center back. Leave 1 inch for zipper allowance, and measure cross check it is up to 1 inch. You can see the way I place mine. So instead of drafting the back from the scratch again, so I just place the front fabric on it and I'll pin it down. But the only thing is, make sure to add your zipper allowance. So trace it and cut it out. So I'll be using 2 inches for the neck depth for the back. You can use 1.5. So I'm using 2 inches, and I'll create the curve. But you know the neck width is the same thing. Okay, so I'm going to cut out both front and the back with these 2 inches before I will now cut out the front separately. Okay, cut out the shoulder slope. Then for the armhole, you know the back armhole is not totally the same like the front. So first I went ahead to trace out the straight line first, then create the simple curve for the back, just like so. Then now we need to remove excess bulging at the back, at the center back. So you know this is 1 inch for zipper allowance. So from the 1 inch for zipper allowance, I'm taking out 3/4 inch. If you like, you can take out ½ inch. It's okay, but I prefer to work with 3/4 inch. So you now blend it upward, slightly upward. Then at the down part also, from the 3/4 inch you measure, you now blend it slightly like this also towards the down until the line fades off. This is it. Now cut it out. Just watch the way I cut, please. So for the front neckline, you can see I raise it up before I cut it out so that I won't mistakenly cut both again. So now I notch my waistline because we might need it for pockets, and just notch it as a guide. Then I'm cutting out the hem line. Okay. Okay, so I cut out the lining also for both front and back. So for each lining now, I'll go ahead and reduce my lining by 2 inches. You can reduce yours by 1.5, but I always love to reduce my lining by 2 inches from the 2 inches difference from the main fabric. So I've done that to both front and back, and I'll be using this lace or net lace for the front design. So now locating my bust point, so I have to measure my under bust, because if you look at the picture very well, the ruffles is not exactly on top of the, okay. So I'll measure the under bust. You know we have the bust point, locate the under bust. Then from the bust point, just go down by about one. I went down by about 1.5 inches from the bust point. Okay. So you can go down maybe about 1 inch or 2 inches, but it depends on how down you want the design to be. So from the bust point, I went down with 1.5 inches. Then I'm notching that part because all this marking is on the wrong side, so that when I flip to the right side, it will be easier for me to locate where I'm working with. So now I'm going to draw the straight line using the notch part as my guide. You see, it's easier for me to draw the straight line because I'm notched on both sides. Then I'm using my free hand to design the curve the way it's going to be. Please just watch carefully. Then also remember to locate your center front. So from the armhole side, I came in by 1.5 inch and draw the half circle this way. Connect it from one side down to this center front, then also to the other side. If your free hand won't give you what you want, you can use your curve ruler or anyhow you can achieve this. Now I will now place the next lace on top. So with this type of lace, I can still locate the markings I did underneath, so it's easier for me to trim out. So I just retrace it on the net. Using the one underneath as a guide. And note, now I place the net exactly the way it's going to appear on the clothes. So you trim it out. And you know we have to leave some inches for folding. And as you are trimming, be careful not to cut out your main fabric. So you carefully go and fold it in now. Fold the edges. Pin it down. Then I'll top stitch round. So now we need to cut out the one for the ruffles, the pleated part on top of it. So I just went, this is 1 yard of net lace. So I just fold the remaining longest part of it, which is about 60 inches. So I cut it out on fold. On fold is about 3 inches by 60 inches. So after top stitching this, I remove the pins. This is what it looks like. And also I top stitch the neckline. So like I said, this one, the length is about 60 inches. So let's cross check. Okay. So I have to trim out the excesses, the rough edges. Then I also turn it inside out. So now measuring it, now I have 3 inches. Yes, I have 3 inches left. So that means I must have measured 3.5. I measured 3.5 inches, so that after joining, I'm left with 3 inches. So now from the shoulder, you pin it down. But I started the plating about 1 inch from the shoulder in order to allow easy shoulder joining. So you go ahead and do a knife pleat all through. Please, again, at this point, you need to make use of your pin. So you pin it accordingly. You have to carefully do this so that you can be sure the fabric will go around. And in case this didn't go around, it's just to cut more and add to it. Yes, it's true. I added some. I think when I was almost at the edge, the lace was not enough, so I added two. I cut more and added to it. Okay, so now the design is done. I've top stitch. Okay, and I've removed the pins. So this is what it looks like. I hope it's making sense already, and I hope it's something you will love to try. Okay, so let's go to the neckline now. Okay, so now this is the main fabric and the lining. So now I have to bring it together, and like I have to fold into two, bring the shoulder together in order to mark the center front. So I've marked the center front. At the center front, remember I measured 4 inches for the opening. You know there's an opening at the center front. Okay, so what we'll do now is just to go on and just cut it open at the center front. You don't need to remove any allowance. You don't need to cut out any fabric. Just cut it, slash it open. Slash it open and stop exactly at the 4 inches. Another thing is, since I mark 4 inches, by the time I'm done sewing, I'll end up with about 4.5 or 5 inches. So if you don't want yours to be so deep or just something small, just remember these measurements. You can reduce it. So I'll mark the same thing on the lining also. Locate the center front and slash open to that 4 inches. So I'll now go ahead and place the lining on the right side of the fashion fabric. You place it on the right side like this, and you have to make use of your pin again. Honestly, I don't know how some tailors cope without using the pin, but for me, I work with pins all the time because it helps you stabilize the work. So now from one shoulder, I'll sew on half inch. Just follow the pattern of the chalk. Sew on half inch round about the neckline. Just see the way it will go. Okay, so I've done that. I've stitched round, then I'll go on and notch. It's important to notch the cuff part so that it can lie properly. And this V part, you will notch almost to the end, but please be careful not to cut the thread. You notch it close to the end, but please don't cut outside the thread, because you have to go and resew it again, and the more the neckline will become deeper. Then we'll turn it to the right side, bring out any hidden parts, and give it a good press. Okay, so but this center front, in order for it to stay firm, I'll be using this zip paper stay. I'm using this interfacing. I'll iron it underneath so that that opening can be firm. See, I'm placing it in between the fabric and the lining, but the gum part is going to be attached to the fashion fabric. I hope you can see it from here. So I'm going to attach the stay to the main fabric. You can see I'm ironing it. Let it be close to the edge. So it will help this opening to stand firm. It won't be going facing different direction. Okay, so that is it for the front. And the back, I'll go on and attach the lining, finish the job, and yes, finish the job, put zipper and all of that. Okay, so the dress is ready. So I fix a double layered flutter sleeve. I have a tutorial on how to make a flutter sleeve on the channel, and I've attached the zipper. I attached pockets also. So this is what the main dress looks like, guys. I hope you like it. Okay, so I hope you find this video helpful. Please remember to give it a thumbs up, and if you are yet to subscribe to my channel, please subscribe. Also feel free to share your opinion in the comment section, and also share my videos with your friends and loved ones. Thank you guys for watching. Okay, I'll see you in my next video. Thank you and stay blessed.